Listen up. If you stick around to the end of the video, you can get a special coupon to get my new course on how to reach $100,000 as quickly as possible. Link is down below. I am kidding. I am 100% kidding. Please don't leave. I probably just lost like 90% of people that clicked on this video in the first place. I don't have anything to sell. It's a joke. It's kind of a joke to myself because that's really how my financial journey started. I'm sorry, I might have just messed myself up. Nothing for sale here, okay? Anyway, yeah. So when I started, that's really unfortunately kind of how it got going, or I guess not going is the better way to put it. I started, like I've mentioned in other videos, I started about 5 years ago. Hated my job and wanted to reach financial independence as fast as possible. So I had to do my research because I had no idea where to start with. I have no idea what to even do. That's kind of where I was at. I knew how to save money, so I did have that going for me. But outside of that, no clue on anything investing related. So I'm doing my research, right? And like anyone, any scholar, you're going to research on YouTube first. That's what I did. And of course, when you do financial independence stuff, or just finances in general, you come across some of the popular channels, right? The Andre Jicks, the Meet Kevins, those kind of guys. And yeah, I'm not here to bash them, but let's just say I might have made one or two stock picks based on their recommendations that ended up going bankrupt. Sift. Anyone heard of Sift? No, you haven't. But I did, thanks to Meet Kevin, and they are bankrupt. Don't do that. Right? Don't buy courses from people that are just on YouTube, probably just trying to get your money so they can get rich. That's my first piece of advice. Guard yourself. Most of them are salesmen. Anyway, get back on track. So I really want this video to be about no theory, no anything. Literally like how I went from zero in an investment account to $100,000. Okay, and I think the simplicity might surprise you. There are a few things I had to do. So the first thing I did was, again, my initial intent was, how do I retire as early as possible, right? So I had to figure out my FIRE number. So I learned about all that, right? 25 times your expenses, yada, yada. That's not what this video is about. That number is big. So I was like, yeah, dog, like, I don't even know. Can I even start that, right? So step number one, I would say, is break that into bite-sized pieces. That's what I did, right? My first number, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hit $100,000, which seems like it is a big bite-sized piece. I don't know why I picked that number. It's a round number. That's really the only explanation I have for it. $100,000 is what I picked. At the time, I had about $2,000 a month on average that I had extra, right? So I could invest that right away, which is not a bad starting point, not at all. But it's going to take a long time to get me to where I need to get to, especially because I don't even know where to put this money. Right now, I'm just putting it into a savings account that's doing nothing for me. So, like I said, I'm doing my research. I have a couple bumps in the road, with the Meet Kevins and all that stuff. I lose some money, so I'm like, man, maybe the stock market's not for me. I started to feel that way. Maybe I'm not smart enough to do it, blah, blah, blah. Turns out, you don't have to be that smart to do it. And this is where books came in handy. In particular, J.L. Collins' The Simple Path to Wealth and Jack Bogle, Bogleheads, right? They're both talking about index funds and ETFs. And even then I was like, what the ETF is that? But yeah, basically what those are is, instead of picking individual stocks, which, my disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, but my advice is that if you don't know how to read a financial statement and to really dig into a company's financials, you should not be picking individual stocks. Neither should I. And I learned that lesson the hard way. But if you buy an index fund or an ETF, you're buying a basket with a whole bunch of companies in there. So it's not as risky. You don't have to do all the research. You just need to understand the ETF, like what is in here, what's the expense ratio, what's the growth potential, what's the historical growth, that kind of stuff. It's much less involved than buying individual stocks. So I was like, you know what? That's it. That's what I want to do. That's where I want to go. Jack Bogle just so happens to have started Vanguard. So I was like, you know what? There's my brokerage. I'm going to go with Vanguard. And I'm going to go with VTI, which is a total stock market index fund. It's the equivalent of VTSAX, but it doesn't require $3,000 initial investment like the other one does, because I didn't have $3,000 at the time. So I went with VTI. Went in for my first $1,000 in there, feeling good about myself. Like, oh yeah, we got it going, man. We got the ball rolling. We started off. I'm looking at it every single day. Like, ooh, stock market's up 0.02%. Ooh, stock market's down 0.01. That's not the way to go. So my next step was like, you know what? How do I prevent myself from wasting all my time just watching the stock move? So I automated, right? The $2,000 I had extra every month, I automated that. I set it and forget it. In theory, if I'm honest, I still check every week, but not every day. Sometimes every day, but not always every day. Not every day, every day. Anyway, it's personality driven, right? I can't help myself. So that was my starting point, right? I'm investing in VTI, but even at that, I'm not putting in enough to really get me to my 100K at the pace that I want to get there. So my next step is like, how can I put more money in? Right? The low-hanging fruit is always going to be to create a budget and look at like, where is my money going in the first place? So that's what I did. Create a nice little budget, track all the spending, and then look at each individual line item. Like, okay, food for eating out, going to movies, spending money on just random stuff at Walmart, impulse buying. I can see all that now that it's listed. In my case, it was just a piece of paper. I was just writing them down. That's old school. But I can see them all on there. I can say, you know what? I can fix these things. So I need to be more intentional and plug these holes. Like, why am I paying AT&T $200 for all this data when I never use all the data? Let's call them and fix that. Why am I paying DirecTV for 4,000 channels when I don't even really watch DirecTV that often? Let's kill that as well. That kind of stuff. So that gave me some extra money that I can then throw into Vanguard and kind of expedite the process of getting to my 100K. After I cleaned all that up, the next question was, how can I increase my income as quickly and easily as possible? Right? And chances are, at least in my position, I'm not going to be able to increase it like 2x, 3x, like right out the gate. Right? But I can increase it. And every little bit matters. I was a teacher, so I was like, you know what? I'm teaching. I like basketball. I can coach basketball. There's some extra money that I can throw in. Boom. Sign me up. Do it. That money goes into Vanguard. My wife also liked basketball, and my kids were playing basketball. So she decided to rep the Boys and Girls Club. Kept her active, gave us a little extra money, off into Vanguard. We had extra stuff laying around the house from when they were little kids, and even said we didn't. That bird, man. That's annoying. I don't know if you can see him. He's up there. Got me distracted. I think it's so annoying. I threw a rock at him, so he's gone. I didn't hit him. I just threw in that direction. But anyway, like I was saying, so we would sell stuff like around the house that we had laying around from my kids were small or extra, stuff we just didn't use, and have garage sales or sell on Facebook Marketplace to kind of give us a little more income. And again, that also went straight into the Vanguard account because our objective again was to build that thing up as fast as we could to that first 100K. So really that kind of covers it, right? There's no secret sauce. Like, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a genius. I'm not a stock analyzer, a stock picker, nothing like that. I buy broad-based index funds, and I just put as much money as humanly possible that I can get my hands on into those. And that's really all there is to it. And I feel like anyone can do that, even if it's small amounts. If you can save $25 a month, $100 a month, there's some money laying around. I promise you that you're spending that doesn't need to be spent. Very few people are realistically living paycheck to paycheck that have to be living paycheck to paycheck. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that crow didn't annoy you as much as it did me. And I'll see you next week. So like I was saying, we would sell things like around the house on Facebook. Anyway, like I was saying, so we would sell things around the house on like Facebook Marketplace or have garage sales or something like that. I can't with this bird. I'm sorry. I threw a rock at him to get rid of him. That was so annoying. I did not hit him. I threw it in his general direction. Can't be serious. Now he's over there.